Okay, awesome. Thank you everyone so much. And I'm just gonna just make sure. So I have access to controlling the slides, correct?
Francisco is going to turn that over to you right now. You should see a little
Oh,
button that shows up at the bottom of the screen with forward and back arrows.
perfect. Yes, I see that. Thank you so much, Francisco. I appreciate that. So hey everyone. My name is Cheidy Perez, and I am with the Council for Economic Education. So this is our session. We're going to be going over our personal finance course, which we launched just last week. So we're very excited about it, and we hope that this would be something that you all would be able to incorporate. Hey Heidi, I know you too. I see some familiar names here, so I definitely appreciate the love and support from you guys. So just a little bit about me. So I've been with the council since 2022, so a little over 4 years now. My official title is Senior Manager of Professional Development. So I oversee our free resource suite for teachers, Econ EdLink. We're not going to be diving into Econ EdLink, but pretty much or at least my role involves delivering professional development for K to 12 teachers across the country and supporting teachers in bringing economics and personal finance into their classrooms. I come from a lot of nonprofit background and experience. So if anyone knows about the community-based education model, that is where I come from previous to joining CEE. Super passionate about economics and personal finance. And I want to just give a special shout out to Intuit for inviting us. My colleague Ruth Cookson, she did a presentation for Intuit's virtual conference last year, and I guess she hit it out of the park. So they're expecting a really, really good presentation today, and a special thank you to Dan, Kathy, and Liliana. Thank you guys so much for all of your support throughout the last couple of weeks. Um, so jumping right in, if you didn't know, personal finance is one of the fastest growing graduation requirements across the nation. We're seeing this as states and districts are requiring personal finance to be taught to their students. So this means that students are going to need practical financial skills. And today's session, it's going to let you experience just a small piece because we're kind of short on time, but a small piece of CEE's new personal finance course as a student. So first and foremost, I just want to go over why this course. Very important question. So we hear students often asking, and I'm sure you've had these students, and if you haven't, I mean, God bless, but they will be present and they will come. They will ask the question, when will I ever use this, right? Why do I need to know or understand these things? When will I be able to apply this into my life, into my career, or whatever the case may be? And sometimes even, why wasn't I taught this earlier, right? Why are my parents teaching this? Why isn't this something that my church is teaching me? Why am I not learning about this in my community? So one of the focuses, or a couple of the focuses of this course is decision making, earning income, spending, credit, saving, and investing. And it's all throughout real world application. So this is where we go into project-based learning. So this is an approach that is different from, I would say, other courses or other curriculums. So instead of memorizing definitions, what project-based learning is a teaching method where students learn by actively working on real-world projects or problems over an extended period of time. So a simple definition is project-based learning is student-centered approach where students investigate a real world question, challenge, or problem. They apply knowledge and skills to solve it and create a product or presentation to share what they learned. So, solving problems, analyzing scenarios, making recommendations, defending decisions, and applying concepts to real life. Now, one of the things that I want to jump into is an activity. Now, this is something that's present in our very first unit. So this is kind of like I mean, I feel like students are going to be interested in personal finance because it's personal finance. Who wouldn't want to know about money and how to manage it for themselves? But this is in our very first unit. So this is one of the first activities that the students go through, and we're going to walk through it with you all. So just a little bit of just how to participate for everyone who's going to participate. So I'm going to lead you not through 15 statements. We don't have time for 15. Oh no, but it's okay. We're going to go through about five or six. And it's going to be just about statements about millionaires, right? So it's going to test your knowledge on millionaires. So in the chat, if you can simply put a T if you think the statement to be true, right? Or an F or if you think the statement to be false. And again, since we do not have all of the time, I'm going to give everyone just a couple of seconds to drop in their responses in chat. Now, this is meant to be done in a classroom setting, but this is a virtual variation that, that I've kind of, worked on for a little bit, just to give you a little bit of a taste of what this looks like. Okay. So are you ready? We're going to do it. So T, if you think the statement to be true, and F, if you think the statement to be false. All right. Here we go. We're going to go on to statement number one. Oh, this is not it. Hold on. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. We're going to pivot a little bit. So I have the statements here. So I'm just going to say the statements out loud. Okay, so pay attention. I'm going to say the statements out loud. So, true or false? Most millionaires are college graduates. The statement is most millionaires are college graduates. So drop in chat if T, if you think that's true, or F if you think that's false. Most millionaires are college graduates. Let's see what we come up with. All right, I see some divisions here. I see some divisions. Okay. All right. So the answer to this is true. So 88% of millionaires are college graduates, while 52% have a master's degree or higher. So this is PhD, a MD, a JD. Okay. All right. Next one, true or false? Most millionaires work fewer than 40 hours a week. True or false? Most millionaires work fewer than 40 hours a week. Let's see what we have in chat. Most millionaires, the statement is most millionaires work fewer than 40 hours a week. I love it. I love to see it. I love to see it. Thank you all for your participation. All right, the answer's coming up in 3, 2, 1. The answer is, so the statement is false. So 2/3 of millionaires actually work 45 to 55 hours a week. So more than the 40-hour work week. All right, next statement. Stock markets, this one's an interesting one. It's a little funny too. This is one of my favorites. Stock markets have bears, bulls, unicorns, and ostriches. Stock markets have bears, bulls, unicorns, and ostriches. Okay. Okay. I see some of y'all have done your homework on this. Some of you guys are into investing. I like it. I like it. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys the answer in 3, 2, 1. The statement is true. So for those who don't know, so a bear market, it's a market that in a prolonged decline, right, with stock prices dropping generally 20% or more, right? So we know about the bears. A bull market is a market in which stock prices are rising, encouraging buying. So we love a bull market. Ostrich effect, for those who didn't know, ostrich effect is used to describe investors who tend to ignore tumbling stock markets or tough financial situations. And a unicorn, who doesn't love a unicorn? So it's a unicorn company. This is a privately held startup with a valuation of $1 billion or more. So, for example, in 2024, we had Stripe in San Francisco. And then I think most recently, or following Stripe was Chime, right? I think a couple of us will know about Chime, which is another significant player. So Stripe and Chime, these are considered unicorns, all right, within the stock market. Okay, just a couple more. So true or false? When you arrive on your college campus, this is taking some of y'all back, I hope. When you arrive on your college campus, credit card issuers will be offering you free gifts to sign up for their credit cards. All right, I'm going to say it one more time. When you arrive on your college campus, credit card issuers will be offering you free gifts to sign up for their credit cards. True or false? Let's see what we got. We got some false, false, false. Okay. All right. It seems okay. We got somebody who says true. We got somebody who says false. All right. Amex. So Gig Griffith, I'm under the impression that Amex was on your college campus. Used to be, but no more. Okay. All right. So the answer is False. So, but you guys are right. So for those who have had that experience, yes, there was a time where you had as on the college campus as you were probably going to your first class or even to your dorm rooms or just, kind of setting up and, getting your dorm space built up or whatever the case may be. There used to be credit card issuers, yes, at your college campus, but currently, right now, credit card issuers are not allowed on college campuses, right? But they have allowed across the street, right? So within 1,000 feet of the property, where they might offer sign-up gifts, free t-shirts, a water bottle, whatever the case may be, to students in exchange for completing a credit card application. So no longer on campus, but probably a block or two away from the campus. All right. I think this is okay, we have two or three more. Okay, here we go. Personal spending is out of control, and as a result, credit card debt is the number one cause of personal bankruptcies. Personal spending is out of control, and as a result, credit card debt is the number one cause of personal bankruptcies. True or false? Okay. All right, we have somebody. Medical is my guess. Okay, that's a very good guess. That's a very good guess. All right, so we seem a little split here. The answer to this is false. So Ron, you hit it right on the nail, and everyone who put F as a response. So a majority of bankruptcies are filed because of unpaid hospital bills. That is the number one thing that gets people to file for bankruptcy. So getting sick is the number one cause, followed by losing your job, then excessive credit card debt. All right, just last two. Most millionaires fly first class, wear designer labels, and eat out in restaurants all the time. Most millionaires fly first class, wear designer labels, and eat out at restaurants all the time. The good life. All right, let's see. All right. Okay, I'm not seeing not one person put a T down. So false, false, false across the board. The answer, you guys are right. False. They become millionaires by saving their money and being thrifty. It pays to live below your means. All right, y'all. So those are all the questions. Thank you so much for your participation. And this is something that we do with the students just to have them better understand, what it is to be a millionaire. So there are about 10 more statements that are attributed to that. And this is made completely into like a competitive game. The students they receive these kind of scorecards with five points or 10 points, or if they want to double down. It's a really, really fun game that you can put your students in, but also it gives them the opportunity to learn about, kind of common misconceptions that a lot of people have on millionaires. And then my colleague, thank you so much, Ruth Cookson, she just dropped the free lesson plan with the slides for you all to access if you please, or if you want to, add that, incorporate that into your classroom this upcoming semester. So how to become a millionaire is the free lesson plan with slides. Thank you. Um, so discussion, right? What assumptions do students bring into personal finance? This is the question, right? This is the follow-up question that we would then have our students, or that the teachers would ask the students. And how can misconceptions affect financial decision making? So there's a lot of assumptions, right, out there, especially nowadays where your students have their telephones, right? That's attached to them. I'm telling you, it's attached to them like their head is attached to them. Everything that they are learning as of now, right, about personal finance, about the market, about anything as it relates to finances is through social media. And we see it all the time as well. So this brings an influx of information to them. And a lot of it is not true. There's good information out there, right? There are a lot of social media financial gurus that really do their homework and do a good job at explaining it. But the ones that get the clicks and the likes, and for the most part, it's it's not all good, right? So these misconceptions are affecting and will affect financial decision making for our students. So this is exactly how we begin the course, right? We present it to them in this way so that they understand how important all of this is, and for them to also be able to understand and make better decisions for themselves. So this is also tied into our National Personal Finance course. So shout out to those who know about it, and if you don't, that's totally fine. And we're also going to meet the Green family, which is something that is involved in our course and built into our course, which is a case study. So a little bit of a video here. Francisco, I don't know if I'm able to play this right now, but this is just a little bit on our personal finance course. So I guess while Francisco gets that up, I can talk a little bit on the National Personal Finance course. So this is, sorry, National Personal Finance Challenge. So this is a challenge for students. So what they follow is, for those that don't know, um, is they receive a case study, right? So during the personal finance, they receive a case study. And with that, they work with their teams based off of the knowledge that they've acquired, right? As it relates to budgeting, savings, credit scores, or whatever the case may be. So they receive this fictitious family and they become financial advisors for this family. So pretty much the goal for the students is to create a financial plan for the family based off of what it is that they think would be best suitable for what their goals, what their financial goals are. So it places the students in a position where they're the ones making these decisions. Now, every state has like different ways of doing this, but usually the first round is done through a portal where the students then will be scored on how well they did through that course or through that exam. And then the top teams of each state get to go onto nationals where we recognize who is the national personal finance champions of the country. So it's a lot of fun. And if we can get this video up just for even for a minute, just so you guys can hear and see from the students how impactful this was. So I don't know, Francisco, are we good?
Yep, we're good. I can play now.
Perfect. Thank you.
Packing for nationals, leaving tomorrow.
Each year, thousands of students across America are gathering teams, honing their skills, and battling it out in local competitions, eyeing the prize, the title of Personal Finance Champions.
I just learned so much about investing.
Power of compounding.
Probably budgeting.
Just being exposed to all these things is just a new experience.
And those lucky enough to win their state competitions gather for the national championship. Many of these finalist teams come from schools you wouldn't expect.
We all just go to a regular public high school, like nothing special, and it's really rewarding.
It means a lot. You don't see a lot of people coming from the area that we come from to compete in certain things like this. So I'm putting my school on the map. This is possible. You can do it.
Even in schools where personal finance classes are not available, students are able to learn and thrive on their own using the Council for Economic Education's free toolkit.
It helped because the videos they provided, the curriculum was very clearly outlined. We knew what to study, we knew what to learn more in depth to be more prepared.
Good morning, judges.
The centerpiece of the national finals, the case study. Teams offer detailed financial advice to a fictitious family.
We had a single mom with 2 kids who just got divorced.
Paying off your credit card in full, that is a great financial decision.
Even though it was fictitious, we kind of threw our whole hearts into it. We were like, how can we make her life easier? How can we help her? What can we do for her kids to better their future? Because she wanted to help them with college.
I smile a lot when I'm nervous. And I was smiling a lot in the presentation room.
And in the end, it all comes down to the head-to-head final quiz bowl.
What type of bankruptcy did he file?
Is it Chapter 7?
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7 is the correct answer.
One team takes home the top prize.
Congratulations!
We're so stoked to go back to the meeting in front of the whole school and raise this trophy. Hear the applause.
But so many others are reaping rewards.
I'm a little more comfortable knowing that I'll have money saved and I'll be able to make the most out of the very high tuition.
It made me realize how easy I can go into this career path. It makes me understand the world a lot more. It's just really intellectually satisfying. I don't know if that's how you would put it, but yeah.
There's so much I can do to help secure my future that I didn't even think I'd ever be able to be smart enough to do.
The National Personal Finance Challenge, inspiring young minds across America to become financially savvy.
Everybody say National Personal Finance Challenge! National Personal
Awesome. Thank you so much, Francisco. I'm so happy that you guys were able to just see a little bit of that. So this is something that we do every single year. We also have an economics challenge, but for the purposes of this presentation, we're focused on personal finance. But pretty much our course has this woven in. So the students, they receive information on the Green family, which will be similar to the personal finance challenge, their case study, this fictitious family, and they receive information pretty much about them. So you have their names, you have their ages, you have their jobs, you have their credit scores, you have where they live, where they're planning, if they're planning to move. So it's a whole entire case study about them. And you go through each and every single one of these items right here. So careers, budgeting, insurance, credit, savings, and investing. And it just builds one at a time. So throughout the course, the students are building recommendations as their knowledge kind of goes along the course as they continue to learn about the Green family. Now, so units are built towards advising the Green family. The students are working in teams of 3 and 4, similar to in the challenges. You saw that, at least like in the quiz bowl section, they would work in teams of 3 or 4. This is all project-based, it's collaborative, it's authentic, it's real world. Now, this is from our pilot results from last year, which we found super, super interesting. This is what teachers told us. So the students were highly engaged. The real world relevance resonated strongly. Teachers praised the project-based learning model. Students made meaningful connections to their own lives. And even several districts are exploring continued adoption. Sorry. Here are some of the testimonials. I'm only going to read 2 of them because I want to make sure that I answer some of the questions that are coming in chat. So the materials are anchored in meaningful activities, and the concepts are applicable to everyday life. This is from a high school teacher in Louisiana. And then the case studies have been going well in my classroom. Having seniors, it has helped them to plan their lives outside of high school. Also, it has allowed them the opportunity to understand how to create long-range financial goals. It is showing them that going to college is a risk/reward for them too. This is a high school teacher in California who participated in our pilot. And this is of the full semester. So take a picture or even scan the QR code. So just a little bit more on the course. This is turnkey structure designed to support immediate classroom implementation. It's a 16-week curriculum, 9 units. It's 80 days of instruction. It's built for active project-based learning in person. It aligns with CEEs and Jumpstart National Personal Finance Standards. So you received pre-tests, unit exams, class quiz games, quiz bowls, progressive unit case studies, culminating into a final case study project. So this was created for teachers, by teachers, and this is really a really amazing resource if anyone is interested. It's really built to be easily and immediately implemented into the classroom, saving time for busy teachers. A lot of the teachers that I've worked with, at least, when they do receive this new personal finance standard, or they have to like implement this into their curriculum in some way, somehow, they are gym teachers, right? They're math teachers, they're social studies teachers, they're teachers that have never, taught personal finance, but have taught other things, right? But because of this mandate, and because of a lot of the restraints, they're not able to hire someone new to teach personal finance. So this is pretty much something that is easily available, easy to purchase for your teachers, so that they can have this resource and not have to start from scratch or from square one or grab from different resources to try and come up with something. So the intent behind this course was for the first-time teachers, but we realized that a lot of teachers, even who are very well seasoned, have also seen how beneficial this course has been, at least how beneficial the pilot was for them.